8 wins down, 8 to go. Timberwolves and Magic, both in the conference finals. A quick look at the numbers up to this point. A quick look at this stage. Bosh, Starks certainly leading the way. What a contributor Paul George has been. That's a big 6 right there, though. Even Ilyasova, when he's played, Ibaka honestly hasn't done much. The nuke that leads the Magic to a finals appearance last year, they're back in the conference finals this year. The reverse nuke that was supposed to tear me apart, instead, has me in the conference finals, even if Gallinari's out, and even if Iguodala is still hurt. He won't be healthy for about a month. I'm going to have to make the finals for Iguodala to be available. It's his first injury in years. Years. But the depth has stepped up. They have absolutely stepped up. I'm good with Tucker still being in there. Let's take a look at the Rockets and the Pistons. The Rockets, last year's defending champions. I lost to the Lakers in round 2. The Rockets went on to sweep the Lakers and beat you guys in the finals. Jameer Nelson and George Hill. Jason Richardson, the MVP last year, alongside Quentin Richardson. Interesting. Interesting. To say the least. Interesting. Should be noted, though, no relation. I also got Jamal Paul. Gerald Green, who's hurt. Forward, Sean Marion's still there. Julian Wright at power forward. Wellington at center. That is still a very beatable team. I didn't get a chance to do it last year. Can I do it this year? The Detroit Pistons. Earl Washington and Jackson Redd, so they moved on from Paxton, your former point guard. Washington and Redd, nothing too crazy. And injured, less than 100% Manu Ginobili, with Dennis Martinez and Avery Bradley behind him. Paul Pierce. I've beaten Paul Pierce in a series, have you? There we go. Let's bring back the toxicity, right? Kevin Love at power forward. Dwight Howard at center with former Magic Man Michael Doliak. Pierce, Love, and Howard. Manu Ginobili. That's a bit concerning. That's a bit concerning. It's a tough matchup for both of us, certainly. Here we go. The conference final, the first time we've ever been able to do who advances into the third round. In the chat poll. Game number 1. Who's taking the lead? Magic and Pistons. Let's do this. The Eastern Conference Final. May 2nd, 2011. Who will start this series off strong? And the answer is the Orlando Magic. 112-98. However, you see on the left, John Starks Jr. is roughed up. Maybe a little bit more than roughed up. Bosh, Horford, George, all with strong games to offset the strong games from Pierce, Howard, and Love. But Starks might be out for game 2. Game 1, Wolves and Rockets. Strong start for Houston. Can the Wolves hang with them? Not in game one. Millsap, the double-double. But Jason Richardson doing what Jason Richardson does. 109-90. Houston takes game one. As we get ready for game two, the Magic do have a 1-0 series lead. However, Starks is not in this game. He is out. No Starks. So you got Ibaka, you got Holiday. It's pretty much all you need off the bench. So Mario Chalmers is in, as is Gordon. This Rocket team sims incredibly well. Game two. Will there be a bounce back from the Pistons without John Starks Jr. in the Orlando lineup? It's a close one. 4-point lead for Detroit. Here in game number 2, Orlando ball. With just under 3 minutes left here at the Palace.
Here's Bosch, and stolen by
Ibaka went for the Hail Mary inbound and handed it right to Kevin Love.
Here's at the elbow.
Paul Pierce out to Manu Ginobili, playing through injury. Pick and roll with Kevin Love. Ginobili back to Love, who steps out of bounds. He had too much forward momentum. What the fuck were the first 20 seconds of this?
Magic making a change here as well.
As George in at forward, Ibaka goes down to power forward. Washington in at point guard for the Pistons. And George, ultimate timeout for the Magic.
Absolutely on fire. They need to regroup and figure out a way.
And Orlando looking to take a 2-0 series lead. Coach Shaquille O'Neal leading the way. Paul Pierce in a Pistons uniform makes me want to puke. Fuck. Ibaka on the inbound. Plays it safe. Gets it to Super Nintendo Chalmers. Chalmers for Paul George. George from the free throw line. Back to Chalmers. Horford. 5 seconds. Horford. Gordon missed it. Wide open 3 for Eric Gordon. He couldn't hit it. Also, the thing showed the Magic, but it's a Pistons stat. Figure that one out. Manu. Got a man up top. Wide open. Washington misses. Rebounded by Kevin Love, who draws the foul. Ibaka is third.
And late in this game, Love is a guy who you want at the line.
Love makes it a 5-point game.
By this team closing out, blocking a bunch of shots, and just a tremendous effort defensively.
Hits them both. Lead up to 6-4 Detroit. Chalmers off the pick. Doesn't take the shot. Paul George does, and he airballed it. Wide open for Paul George. He airballed it. Pierce turns it over to Horford. It's George. Gordon hits the rim, doesn't fall. 3 straight. Wide open 3-pointers fail to fall for the Magic. Ginobili for Kevin Love. Love. And Kevin Love all but seals the deal. Pistons up by 8. George against Pierce. Couple of handoffs. Chalmers off the pick. Still doesn't pull off the attempt. George against Kevin Love. Misses it. Ball game. Pistons going to win game 2 here and tie this series up 104-90. The final score and a victory for the Pistons. 28 rebounds from Kevin fucking Love. Oh my God. That's the highest number I think I've ever seen. Double-double for Bosch, Horford. Chalmers almost got there, but it wasn't enough. That series tied at 1 apiece. I hope to see the same thing here against the Rockets. Fuck. Got Reed to back up the bigs. Got Gordon to back up a guard. Dragic as well. I might. Big baby getting in there doesn't do much for me. It is what it is. Missing Iguodala and Gallinari right now really fucking hurts. It's game 2. Wolves and Rockets. I am horrified that I'm going to be down 2-0 in this series. I think those injuries are going to sink me against the defending champions. Houston's up 2-0. I have no answer. My depth is being tested a bit too much. 124-85. Decent game from Millsap, but it didn't matter. Rubio was terrible. 37 points. Jason Richardson, he's the best fucking player in the NBA. Fuck. Game 3, Pistons and Magic. Starks still out. He's on the mend, but he is still out. There was the idea of extending the bench to get Ilyasova in there. I mean, Ibaka does the job of helping out Bosch or Horford. Ilyasova plays if someone fouls out. I don't think you need it, to be honest, because Ilyasova can't play forward. I think you're good, personally. Game 3. It's how I would set up my team, at least. Here we go. Who will take a 2-1 series lead in the Eastern Conference Final? And the answer is the Detroit Pistons. 137-109. 35 points from Paul George, and it didn't matter. Bosch was abysmal. He and Gordon combined for 1 of 17 from 3. Great game from Pierce, Ginobili, Love, Howard with 18 rebounds as we both trail in this series. Game 3. Rockets and Timberwolves still without Iguodala. Fuck. I'm going to extend the bench a little bit. We'll get Big Baby a little bit more involved. But we're going to open it up a little bit more and get people some opportunities. Honestly, if I go young, will it put Reed in over Chandler? Yes, it will. And I think that's the right decision for the moment. Rubio, Redick, Tucker, Millsap, Reed, Chandler, Gordon, Dragic. I'm honestly going to take out Big Baby, with Chandler being the 6th man. It's a must-win game for the Timberwolves here in game number 3. Absolute must-win. And the Houston Rockets take a 3-0 series lead. 107-83. Quentin Richardson's fucking unstoppable. Rubio, Millsap, Reed, they all struggled. Especially Rubio and Millsap from 3. We go to game 4. Pistons and Magic. Still no Starks. I will be right back. Just heard the dog howl, and my dog doesn't howl, so I'm a little bit concerned. BRB. Excuse me. So again, we're good. I'm good. Dog's good. Or the Magic good. What about this lineup? What about this lineup? I mean, for the love of God, it has Danny Green in there. I love that Shaq's facing the wrong fucking way. It's hilarious. Honestly, I mean, 7's your best bet. I mean, you could open up for Ilyasova. It doesn't have Gordon factored in anymore, so honestly, if you drop lineup performance factor, it should get Gordon back in there. There you go. Yeah, I mean, Ibaka, Holiday. Could get Ilyasova in there. You don't really need JaVale McGee. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted Ilyasova to get some playing time, you could do it. So that'll be the deal. Magic looking to battle back, or they will face the daunted 3-1 series deficit. Chat, the dream might be dead. The dream might be dead. 126-95. Horford with a double-double. I don't know if I said Love had a career night when he didn't. Absolutely dominated. As we are both, frankly, being crippled by injuries to key players at the worst possible time. Still no Andre Iguodala. At risk of him missing the entire series. It's determined to keep PJ in there. Yeah, it's pretty much determined to keep PJ in there. Pretty much nothing I can do. Also, apparently I put my bench utilization on, well, no. Yeah, it's supposed to be on 0. There's nothing I can do to get it to take PJ out. Honestly, we're going to shorten to 7. We're going to make sure the best available are in as much as possible. Can the Timberwolves avoid being swept by the reigning, defending champions, the Houston Rockets? It's low scoring, but it's close. Yeah, needless to say, my team without Iguodala and Gallinari, I mean, you're missing 2 of your starters. Eventually, you're going to get a little bit exposed. Down by 4. Rubio to Robert Reed. Reed gets it to fall.
Rubio's got his 7th assist here tonight. Gets trailed by 6. 130.
Somebody, I'm not even joking. Somebody shank that man. That's our only chance. I love Jason Richardson as a player back in the day. Somebody fucking shank the guy at this point. Like, Jesus Christ. Somebody take a pipe to his ankle. Do something. Anything illegal to get him out of this. And 1 for Robert Reed. Jesus Christ. We thought Jason Kidd was the ultimate villain. Turns out it's fucking J-Rich. Holy shit. The guy is a fucking nightmare. He's ruining this for both of us because he beat you last year. He's going to beat me this year.
And that one falls.
3-point play for Reed.
1:19 left in the 4th quarter.
George Hill.
Right Sets a screen for Hill. Pass to right. The three.
Right for three. Missed it. Rebounded by PJ.
Now here's Tucker. And here's Reddick.
JJ.
Hill outside.
Back to Ricky. Ricky, the feed. Millsap, the spin. And the T-Wolves are going to live to see another day. 96-85. Minnesota's still alive. They only put up 11 points in the third. 27 points for JJ. Richardson only had 18 points, and that would explain it. But Minnesota stays alive in this series, lives to see another day. We are both now at a 3-1 deficit. Do the Magic have their Magic Man back in what genuinely could be his final season? He might leave. Starks is still out. The 8-man option did not work out too well, if we're being honest. Honestly, for shits and giggles, if you go system proficiency, and you drop it down to 7, Holiday, Green, George, Bosch, Horford, Ibaka, Ilyasova. Honestly, at that point, you could open it up to 9. Holiday, Green, George, Bosch, Horford, Ibaka, Ilyasova would get plenty of playing time. Gordon and Chalmers would factor in too. You could run something like that. I don't know if you necessarily want Danny Green in there that much. But apparently he's a good fit for Shaq's system. Starks is now day-to-day. He'll be back for the next game if there is one. Yeah, if you go off of proficiency and lineup performance factor, that's what you end up with. Any disagreements? You want to run less than 9, shorten the bench? What do you think? I mean, you are pretty much throwing stuff at the wall. All right, cool. Game 5, I'm rooting for you, Chad. I'm rooting for you. Game 5 in Detroit. What's going to happen? Will the Magic get John Starks Jr. another game? The Detroit Pistons are going to the NBA Final. 6 games, no, 5 games over the Magic. George and Bosch tried, but Pierce, Howard, Love, Ginobili, it was too much. Just unfortunately, it really was the injury, losing John Starks. You know, you have good depth, but you can't account, really, for losing the output that he can provide. Bosch tried, but again, there are some concerns for some contracts and what that team might look like next year. The Timberwolves looking to avoid the same fate. Still without Andre Iguodala. The short bench seemed to work pretty well. The only other option would be to really fucking open it, like 9, 10, 11 people. Just run the Stars. Game 5. Can the Timberwolves avoid the same fate? I doubt it, but at least try to push the defending champs to their limit. And they fucking ran over us in the second half. 31-14 here in the fourth quarter. There may never be as good of an opportunity for a showdown in the final like this season was, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, chat.
Now Rubio. Redick with a screen on Hill.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Rubio to Millsap.
That one's in
And Millsap with a great shot. The lead's down to 5.
for Millsap.
But just, what a terrible turn of events for both of us. To make the finals, the conference finals, and potentially both lose in 5 games. I mean, Richardson's just fucking mean mugging at this point.
Down to 5.
Stay on him, JJ. Stay on him.
Screen. Here's Murray.
Horrific.
Banked in off
Absolutely horrific from PJ Tucker. Second that shot went up, he took off instead of staying in the paint. Absolutely horrific from PJ.
now. Here's
Rubio to Millsap. Millsap's going to go for that signature fade. He missed it.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him.
Rockets and Pistons in the final. Absolute heartbreaker for both of us. That is that's a rough fucking time. That's a rough time.